In this video, I'm going to explain how can we add different type of columns into Revit. Now, what do I mean by different type of columns? As we know, there are different column that they may have drop panel, they may have column capital, or we might add from the list, may not have every column that we wanted. We said that if it is something that you can edit them, but I cannot. This is a single column. There is no column capital. There is no drop panel. When I say column capital and drop panel, I recommend you to look at the lecture notes that I posted there. There is different type of columns that you will see them there. You may have different type of the columns, or you can see it from here. What do I mean? So let's say that I activated column from the structural tab. You know, this place. I'm not going to place the column. I'm going to just click on the load family. In the load family, now since we downloaded Revit, and inside Revit there is different materials, different families that you can load them to the project. Not all of them loaded automatically, no, because there will be a lot. For example, door, a lot of things, ducts, columns. So when you click on the load family, it will directly take you to the families. But remember, before going, make sure that you are not in the Imperial. So I'm just gonna go back. If you have metric, that will be perfect. If it is not metric, I need you to feedback from the group to let me know that in order to upload a metric family in order to use them for this course. So I'm gonna go to inside US metric here. Maybe doesn't matter the country, just supposed to be metric. You might have different. You can download a lot of families. So family is what? A prepared shapes that you can use them for your project. You don't need to create them from the beginning. So it's divided into different. There is columns here, but those are architectural. So at the bottom you'll see structural. For example, structural column, structural connection, foundation, framing, rebars, trusses. Look, anything that we want, we can bring it. So we'll go into structural columns. Then within there, you will see that you have wood, steel, precast concrete, light gauge steel, and then we have gauge steel, and then we have steel concrete. If I go inside the concrete, I will see this is a square, it's a round column. Look, I could not change this one to round, yes. I have to come and load a round column there. This is with drop panel, we call it. This one, a rectangle, it's already there, and this is with column capital as well. So let me just add this one to see. If I click on open, it will come inside the list here. So it will be added to the list. We can select from there and we can edit the properties, the edit type, change the dimensions, whatever we want. But when you load family, basically, it will bring it to the project. It will come to the list. So you'll see it from the list now. You have with a drop panel. So we have different, for example, let's say selected. Then I can go to edit type if I want to change it. We can duplicate. Like in the preview here, I don't recommend this, but you will see it here. You will see the preview. How does it look like? When this is the way it looks like. You can just simply use this. This is we call column capital and drop panel. We have it. Sometimes in the plan you have a type of column. So those two are already added to them. So there is a lot of information here. Drop panel length, slab thickness, drop panel width, drop panel thickness, column capital length, column capital width, column capital height, and the BH, the column information. So as you can see, you have to have all of the information here, because the information that will be given is for what? First, this dimensions, the thickness of it, which call it, those are basically drop panel length. Let's say this is drop panel width, which will be this one, and we have drop panel thickness, which will be this. The slab thickness, it's for something else, which there will be a slab. So sometimes this will be a part of it will be slab, will be joined with the slab. We'll talk about joining, what does it mean. So the remaining one will be, for example, drop panel thickness is 30, 12 of it will be the slab, the remaining will be the one at the bottom. Then the column capital length and width, this is the column capital, we have it, and the height of it, those will be given there, and plus the column, we have it there. I could not do this detailing on the other family. There might be different families, so most commonly used families are available on the installation. So you can edit this one. If you don't like to change this one, you can always duplicate it and just write the name and provide the information, we have it. Now, someone might ask, how do I know that which type of column I have it? Well, that's basically, you have to check the plan and the sections. You will understand which type of, if you have this detailing or not. Now, I provided the lecture notes that I told you in the class. Within the lecture notes, you will be able to see different plan. So you'll see different plan. In order to realize which one we have it. Not sure if I can show it to you here. Let's see if I can just I already provided this one for all of you. You can just simply check them to see, because it's important first to read to understand which type of column you have. Look, when you load the family, the rest of the thing is the same way. Where are you, for example, the photo foundation? So it's basically, we'll choose height. You're gonna go till, for example, till second floor. Let's say I'm trying to put something right here, can place it at this point here. Then press escape, several times escape. Then this column is different than them. Why? Because it has, look, I cannot see is why, because I'm on top of foundation. If I go to top of the second floor, I'll see something different. Look, because it has, look, it has a drop panel and column capital. So if I just go to the 3D, I'll be able to see this one in much better way. So if I change this one to realistic, I'll be able to see these columns, that the difference between them, so you can see it from here. So using shift and pressing the shift, and just go and check, this is a different type of column I have it there. Why? Because it has a column capital and drop panel. So what does it do? What does it do? It counts the way that it goes till the top of the floor that we have it there. Like imagining that there will be a slab coming, so it countered the way that it has there. Now, in order to know these things, you have to know how to plan views. Now, I posted those things there in order for students to know, I mean, at least when you're checking the plan view, I mean, for the foundations, different type of foundation. For example, if you have a combined footing, how do you know which one is combined? So the one I'm looking for, it's gonna be the plan for, we have for foundation, I posted it, and this is for the slab. For example, if this kind of slab we have it, how do we see it in the plan? We'll see it, for example, something like this, with the beams there. You may have different, you may not have no beam at all. This is flat plate we have it. So you'll see it like this, there's no beam there. And the views here a bit, just make them, yeah, the drawing's a bit light. You can understand that there is no beam there. You might have with a drop panel, the one I told you, just drop panel, it's also possible. So possible just drop panel. So how do you see this one from the plan? It will be something like this. You'll see this dash line with a square around the columns. You don't see a beam there. Or you might have with the column capital. So there is different type of column capital, you're gonna see them. And you will see something like this there. So this is how we see them. Or for example, you have this way, one variable slab, you will see it like this. Or if it's waffle slab, you will see plan like this. So if you see this way of plan, you understand that it's waffle slab. or from the section also, you might understand them. So I recommend you to at least check the I posted this lecture notes, at least for students to know how to differentiate between the foundations, the slab types. At least you will see them for the concrete. For the steel, it's much easier to understand the things we have. So this is what we have to know. If you want to add a family, whenever you look, how do you add? You have to activate the column, then in here you will have load family, you will add the type of family you have. I will provide a content that everyone can install it, and when I'm bringing something, I will make sure that it will be within that content so that no one will have any problem. I don't know, maybe you will installing Revit from somewhere else, so I will provide that content as well, and I will provide a video how do you install the content, so at least for everyone to have similar, because maybe I have different contents. For example, I can just simply check for example, this is Revit 2017, I have it. So in the libraries, you may have different library. For example, if I go back, I have another, for example, 2019, for example, library. I can go inside here. Also, for example, there is Russian, there is UK, US metric. So if I go inside here, again, I can find different things. Why? Because each, for example, let's see what do I have inside here. This is a concrete, might be the same. Now this is a steel inside it. It's a composite one. A composite. For example, this is with drop panel the same. This is square, this is round, this is rectangular. But this is something, for example, if I want to have a composite column which is still inside it, I can use this one. So as you see, each country or each library, they have different things inside it. Now you can install, I think this is supposed to be the same thing, because this is USA, same thing. I don't know if the Russian one has something different. So in order not to face any problem here, which one is, yeah, I don't know which one will be the columns here. So well, I found it with, I don't know Russian, but just simply check. This is the same thing that they have it here. So as you see, countries with country, they have different, and by the way, people are creating families, and you can download it. There will be a lot of things inside it, but for us, I will provide a content that everyone can use it for the purpose of the homeworks and the exams that we have in it, so that you will not face any problem that you will say, sir, I couldn't find the content or the families that you're asking in my Revit. So in that way, you will not have this excuse when you install the content on your computer. I'm not going to explain if you're expecting how we can create these things. No, that's something else people can show to you. Here, by the way, when you're doing this type of columns that they have, this one, you cannot do them from the bottom to the top. I'm telling you, because this is not going to be right, because you have it something here as well. So for this column that we did it, I just for explanation, but you have to know that if you have this one at the bottom, you cannot do this one at once. You have to do it twice. You have to do it twice. So when you're doing twice, you can use repeating. For example, I'm at the top of the foundation. When I go back, for example, for the column, when I'm choosing this column, yes, it's height, but it's not go it's top of the second floor. For example, I'm placing it here. Then we can go to, for example, pressing escape, we can go to top of the first floor, and then we can place the same column, but this time its height goes to the third, which is the top of the second floor. Again, where do you put it? We'll put it, for example, right here. So in that manner, you add it twicely. You could use copy as well. There's different ways to do it, but I didn't show it. I just explained the way that to add it easily. So if you go to the 3D, you shall see, for example, we have two. While there is a gap between them, this gap is left for the slab. This gap left for the slab. So the calculation that we have with the 12 cm slab, they used it for the calculation that they have. It is the slab there, because you will add the slab later, which will fit to this place there. This is if you have different type of columns not straight, you can use this technique differently, like level by level you can add them. Nice. I think that's enough. Gradually we will create things, we will add beam, foundation. You understand, you learn much more detailing and editing tools later.